Hello folks, hope everybody's well. Hope you've had a great Christmas and New Year and are starting to visit lots of places, or for those people who are out and about all the time. I've seen a few of your videos, well quite a few actually. I tend to hibernate a little bit over the winter, but those videos keep me going, so they've been good fun. So as the sun is out today, I thought I'd just show you a bit around my local area. So I've come to Old Sarum airfield. So this is just across the road from me, and it's fairly quiet today, so I'll give you a little look round. And then there are a couple of other things which I thought might be interesting, so we can go and have a butcher's on those. So let me give you an idea of what this looks like. So this is Old Sarum airfield, one of 3 remaining grass airstrips from World War One. So I think it was 1917 when this first came into being. It was RAF Old Sarum at the time. Had a lot of activity through the years, owned by different people. Now it's in private ownership, but we've still got a lovely grass airstrip here. Very quiet through the winter. There's an air parachute company which uses it through the summer months, and they don't do any parachuting through the winter, so pretty quiet. A couple of planes over there. I can see a couple of parachutes, so it looks like there might be a paraglider or something that's come in or is about to take off. Well, maybe worth having a looking at in a minute. But fairly quiet, and so with the hills in the background, it's a gorgeous little sight to come for a walk. We do have a cafe here. Again, this is closed over the winter, so there's a cafe there, and then you've got the reception for the parachute company and those tents behind. A couple of little monuments here, so really nice sight, gorgeous day, nice place for a little walk. So we've got a couple of posters on one of the factory units here, just showing Old Sarum in the 1930s. So you can see the hangars there, a couple of the old planes, Royal Air Force Station, and the next one along. There you go, it's just a bit of history of it. Hope you can see it in the light. So it became RAF Old Sarum 3 at the end of World War One. And then in 1920 it became home to the RAF School of Army Cooperation. And then at the outbreak of World War II, Old Sarum provided home to number 1 and number 2 schools of Army Cooperation 4. And a squadron of Lysanders from the Royal Canadian Air Force was here as well. Not unexpected to see some planes at an airfield. That's half a plane. So the hangar behind is the Boscombe Down Aviation Collection. So you've got the front part of that plane there, and then a couple of others just sitting down here. I believe that far one is a Hunter. But there's a great big double hangar here, which has got the collection in it. So well worth a visit if you're in the Old Sarum area. We're just 2 miles to the north of Salisbury, so well worth having a look at. Beautiful restoration on that. The collection is in here. And then lots of industrial units on this site. This is one that I've frequented, a little microbrewery called Dark Revolution. Excellent IPA. Drink inside or cans to take away. So here we have a Bronze Age axe, just stuck in the middle of a roundabout with a barrow on it. So it's just a monument to a local Bronze Age barrow that was found nearby. And the road that you see heading down that way, apologies for the road noise, but it is a road, is the Portway. So that is a road that heads from Old Sarum, which we'll look at a bit later, off to Silchester, then off to London. So one of the major Roman roads. And then next door, just for information, is Webb's Caravans. So it's a nice little accessory shop. So I do happen to pop in there every now and again. So here we have a monument stone just to the north of Salisbury, and it commemorates the start of mapping of Great Britain by the Ordnance Survey. So it says in 1794, a line from this site to Beacon Hill, which is about 6 miles to the northeast along the A303, was measured by Captain William Mudge of the Ordnance Survey as a base for the triangulation of Great Britain. And just behind it, let's see if we can get down this little bank to have a look in this field. So, just there, let's see if I can zoom in. It's difficult to see, hopefully you can see it on the camera, but just where that twig is bent, just the top right of that is an end of a cannon. So this marks the end of the baseline. They put this in just to mark it. So cannon's 6 foot long, something like that. It's the nozzle pointing up. And that is shown on the Ordnance Survey maps as gun, end of base. So it refers to one end of the baseline, so the other end is at Beacon Hill, and triangulation was made from that line to start mapping. So just a few yards off the path to the south of the banks of Old Sarum, we have another monument stone, and this one, well, I'll read to you what it says. So this stone, erected by the Corporation of New Sarum, commemorates that near this spot, beneath the spreading branches of an elm tree, members of Parliament for the borough of Old Sarum were in former times elected, most notable of whom was William Pitt, who afterwards became Earl of Chatham. This site was restored and a new elm tree planted by Salisbury MP Robert Key on 7th of June 2000. In collaboration with English Heritage Ordnance Survey and Salisbury District Council. So just in the field behind, there is nothing to see there now. Even that tree in 2000 has gone. But this was the famous Parliament tree, again marked on the map, Ordnance Survey mapping as site of Parliament tree, where people used to meet and elect the MPs for Salisbury. And there were 2 MPs for Salisbury, and that ran for many years until 1832. So Salisbury has its own replica Spitfire, and again it's just a memorial to the people and the 2,500 Spitfires that were built in little factories in Salisbury. That's a full-size replica. At night it's got the navigation lights and the cockpit is lit up. And if you want to sit down, take in the sun, there's a nice bench representing wings of the Spitfire. Hello there folks, just thought I'd update you. Last couple of videos I've been using a new microphone setup. You may remember from the past that I'd had trouble with wind noise as I was just using my phone, and I actually deleted one video and a couple were really bad. You did get to see them, but they weren't that satisfactory. So I bought a couple of microphones just before Christmas and been doing a bit of testing. Lapel microphone, lapel microphone, lapel microphone, directional mic, lapel mic, directional mic, a lapel mic on, directional mic, the microphone on the phone, lapel microphone, lapel mic, directional mic, directional mic, directional mic on the gimbal, lapel mic on, directional mic. So I sent one of them back, and I've now ended up with something that hopefully is better. Hopefully will make everything work well when it's a bit windy. First microphone is I've gone with a Rode Video Micro. So it's a directional mic. So generally that's pointed towards me on the camera. So that is what I'm using now. So hopefully you get a good bit of sound on that. It was much clearer, I thought, than the Rode lav mic, the lapel mic, which I also tested out. And so we'll give this a try. It's got a little wind muff on it, so hopefully that will improve things. I've also bought a mount for it to go on the gimbal that I use. So I've got one of these, a Ulanzi triple shoe mount. So that will screw into the bottom of the gimbal, and then you've got this aluminium piece where you've got 3 cold shoe mounts, and I've got the directional mic on the top of that, so that's pointing towards me. I could move it up, I could move it to the side, so that is quite compact, I think. So that is what I'm using. I've also bought, so when it gets dark, I did one particular video where it was really dark, so again I bought one of these, the Ulanzi sort of light, and again that's got a cold shoe mount on the bottom and also on the top, so I can stick that on top of that and then stick the microphone on top of that, so there's various options, or I can have it over the side. So I could have it that way on the side of the mount, so hopefully that will improve that as well. With the video micro directional microphone, they come with a lead that is supposed to connect to a camera. So to have it connect to a phone, you have to get a special cable, a patch cable, a TRS to TRRS, and that will then attach the microphone to your phone. So that has the input into the phone. So that's an extra thing that I bought. This has one of those squiggly cables, and I managed to change the form of it, so it's now a straight cable, and that will then go into the phone on the gimbal and make it a bit easier for the gimbal to move around. The squiggly cable itself stopped the phone from moving around on the gimbal, so it was ruining the motors really. So I've now elongated the cable. So that's the setup. So here we go. This is my little setup. So I've got my gimbal with my phone stuck in the top. So it's a DJI Osmo Mobile 3. I've got a little tripod at the bottom, which I can use if I want to set it somewhere and point it at me. We've then got the directional mic itself. So that's this, the Rode directional mic, so pointed towards me. And then here you've got that aluminium bracket, and it just sits on there, and I can put it sideways on the top, etc. So hopefully that will see me through, and if I get any windy video shoots, then you'll be able to hear me, which may or may not be a good thing.